Good morning, agents. Welcome to your Agent Weekly Report for the Rise Up season. It's a brisk, cold Sunday morning out there this May 31st, and we've got our Week 9 wrap queued up and ready to go. We have a massive amount of ground to cover today because we're breaking down the absolute latest tactical intel straight from the Division Dispatch. And let me tell you, Week 9, well, it was a totally chaotic roller coaster of weird bugs, emergency patches, and frankly, some genuinely incredible new content drops. But hey, before we get into the heavy intel, 156. We literally just hit the 156 subscriber milestone for these Division Dispatch explainers, and I am just so incredibly grateful to this squad. If you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the network so that you never miss a tactical update. Your support is exactly what keeps these briefings running. All right, let's take a quick look at our mission objectives for today's briefing. We've got a super dense explainer ahead. We'll be looking at network status and timeline, emergency patch and stability, the massive Y8S1.3 title update, the urgent gear search closing, tactical intel and vendor reset, and finally a Week 10 forward look. Starting off with Section 1, network status and timeline. Okay, let's dive into this because honestly, if you've been active on the network over the last few days, you know exactly how stressful it's been. It's been a total emotional roller coaster. The week started on a massive high on Tuesday with the launch of title update Y8S1.3. Awesome, right? But then by midweek, total panic set in. We were literally watching our hard-earned loot just disappearing right out of our inventories. Talk about terrifying for anyone who spent hundreds of hours optimizing their builds. But thankfully, Massive stepped in and pushed an emergency maintenance window on Friday, rescuing our gear and restoring stability across the board. Moving on to Section 2, emergency patch and stability. So the great news here is that all Division 2 servers are back online and perfectly stable, whether you're on PC, PlayStation, or Xbox. Let's look exactly at what the engineering team mitigated in that Friday rescue patch. First up, those crucial inventory bugs are officially squashed. Mods are no longer going invisible above the threshold, and your gear absolutely won't disappear when you cross that 144 item limit in your inventory anymore. They also went in and corrected the anomaly augment values, fixed the Cypher Hunter spawn progression, and ensured that the Climax Mission Master difficulty is actually dropping the correct rewards. Now, quick heads up, the team did note that the inventory bug investigation is technically still ongoing, so if you are still seeing ghosts in your stash, make sure to log it using the Ubisoft bug reporter. Section 3, Title Update Y8S 1.3 deployed. Now that the servers are stable, this is where the real action begins. We're talking about one of the biggest content drops of the season. First up, the Rise Up Manhunt finale. To get there, you're going to need to complete your 3 scout objectives over in West Potomac Park. Doing that unlocks the Climax mission at the Pentagon. Now here's the trick. You absolutely must clear it on Master difficulty. Do that, and you secure a guaranteed drop of the highly anticipated Whiplash Exotic Pistol on your very first clear. Let's take a closer look at the Whiplash because this thing is a beast. This weapon features the faster-than-reloading talent. Basically, you holster it for 5 seconds to prime it, then the second you swap to it, boom, it auto-reloads your primary and secondary weapons, gives you a 20% rate of fire increase, and a massive 50% weapon damage boost until the magazine runs completely dry. And this brilliantly illustrates why pushing through Master difficulty is totally worth the pain. The burst damage potential here is just absolutely staggering. The update also finally brought us the Phoenix Hunter. This is the 9th and final hunter in the Battle for Brooklyn DLC chain. And guys, this isn't just a simple spawn. You've got to deploy down to the Dumbo District underground, navigate these really complex fire puzzles and blacklights, and literally spell out PHOENIX on a letter building. Only then will you actually face the hunter. And a quick warning, straight from the intel files, this hunter is extremely aggressive, no matter what your world difficulty is set to, so be ready for a serious fight. We've also got the brand new Corrosive Shell global event running right now, so enemies are protected by heavy chemical plating, meaning your standard bullets just won't do much. You absolutely need agent countermeasures. Status effects are mandatory here to pop the shell, which then triggers this awesome toxic explosion. Field tests confirm that foam grenades are giving us a 100% guaranteed shell break every single time. And honestly, pairing that with the gunner specialization's Banshee Pulse is for sure the absolute fastest way to strip that armor right off. Section 4, Urgent, Gear Surge Closing. Agents, I really need to inject some urgency into this briefing. We've got time-sensitive intel that requires your immediate action. The gear set surge is closing super fast. It ends tomorrow, June 2nd. This means all gear set material drops have been doubled across the board. But today is literally your absolute final day for pure farming efficiency. Please do not miss out on this. To really maximize this final day, you want to use the multi-drop stack farm strategy. The whole goal is to stack every reward system simultaneously. So you're going to want to run invaded missions where gear sets are the targeted loot, hit those heroic control points, and if you're rolling in a group, definitely run countdown for sheer volume. This loop completely maximizes your global event stars, materials, and optimization resources, all at the exact same time before the big reset. Section 5, Tactical Intel and Vendor Reset. Transitioning over to our weekly quarter master directives. Now, what's really interesting about this week is the sheer quality of DPS options available across the network settlements right now. Starting right at the top of the list, the Contractor's Gloves at the Countdown vendor. With crit damage and damage to armor, this is undeniably the buy of the week, no question. We've also got the Apartment with Perfectly Measured at the Countdown vendor, and a max skill damage Wyvern backpack over at the Brooklyn Bridge settlement. It is absolutely worth doing a full vendor run today. Speaking of skill damage, this week's SHD training series highlighted a super crucial concept. Why do two agents running the exact same skill hit for vastly different numbers? Well, the answer is pretty simple. Skill Tier 6 gets you in the game, sure, but correctly stacking skill damage attributes on your individual gear pieces is what turns your SHD tech from merely useful into absolutely deadly. So remember, don't just rely on the tier, you have to optimize those attributes. Now, our enemy intel of the week focuses on the battlefield's absolute most aggressive threat, hyena, rushers, and assault units. These guys push in groups, they completely ignore self-preservation, and they will absolutely drop a distracted agent in seconds. The tactic here is simple but vital. Prioritize them as your very first targets, maintain your spacing, and keep your crowd control ready to go. Whatever you do, do not let them collapse your position. And finally, Section 6, Week 10 Forward Look. All right, squad, let's rally and look ahead. Massive shifts are coming to the SHD network in the next few days, and Week 10 is going to be pivotal. Stretch goals are launching this coming Tuesday, keeping the grind very real. We are also just 2 short weeks away from Year 8 Season 2 dropping. But listen to this amazing update. Escalation tokens will no longer reset at the end of the season. They carry forward permanently. So the crucial point is that your time investment is finally being fully respected across seasons, and that is a massive win for the community. Oh, and enjoy that instant cash opening quality of life change that's active now. It seriously saves so much time. Looking at our mission backstories, we are diving deep into the lore implications of Week 34. This quote perfectly highlights the growing tension, Isaac versus Anna. Now, I'm not picking sides here, just laying out the intel impartially. Isaac represents centralized order, while Anna operates completely outside traditional authority. As the quote says, it's not actually about the technology, it's about trust. The narrative is clearly building toward a massive fracture. So the real question is, who do you truly believe in to rebuild a broken world? And that leads me directly to our final thoughts for today's explainer. I really want your field reports down in the comments. Did the inventory bug hit you hard, or did you manage to dodge it? Have you cleared Climax on Master and secured the Whiplash yet? When it comes to the lore, are you backing Isaac or Anna? And finally, what's your absolute optimal strategy for popping those corrosive shells? Drop your answers below, and let's keep this tactical discussion going. Stay locked in, agents, and we'll see you in the field.